Hey everyone, welcome to my review of episode 3 of FUUTO PIs. I guess I got caught up hella fast. Why does my episode 2 review have like over 100 hits but not my episode 1 review? Is that because I'm behind the times? Alright, I guess I'm just gonna force this one out the door as fast as I can. Once again, massive spoilers ahead because I'm basically going to be watching the whole episode and like telling you guys what I see. Alright, so there's a brief recap explaining the whole of episode 2 in case you didn't see it, and then in the beginning, it's Shotaro and Philip again with the music, and this scene is super on point. So the road dopant is horrified that Kamen Rider W has come back, and W immediately shows up and kicks him in the balls. Akiko and Tokimi meet for the first time and have a technical discussion on how exactly Kamen Rider W works, which pretty much ends in who the fuck knows, but anyway, Kamen Rider is here. Opening plays. This opening definitely gets away too much, and I wonder when Axel is going to show up. Alright, so W is knocking circles around the road dopant. Meanwhile, Tokimi contemplates whether or not she knows what Kamen Rider is, because she seems familiar with the concept. So the road dopant takes Tokimi hostage, but he's actually been tricked by W using the Luna Gaia memory. So at exactly 5 minutes into the episode, the road dopant escapes into the Shadow Realm. But W immediately gives chase after him using the W cycle, and we get an unexpectedly cool chase scene set to WBX, the opening theme from the original W. Now, what's very interesting is that I'm noticing this episode that W seems to be able to switch powers faster and more efficiently than he could in the live action show. Very cool. Anyway, so what happens in the end is the road dopant exhausts itself by using its biomaterial to build a highway that W easily chases it up onto. And then W uses Joker Maximum Drive to double rider kick road dopant to death. And interestingly, he kicks him so hard that he goes back to the original dimension. And then the road guy memory breaks. After the battle, Shotaro apologizes to Phil for simping, and Phil also apologizes, finally realizing that Tokimi was not the road dopant. Okay, so very interestingly, we have now resolved the road dopant case 10 minutes into the episode, so let's see what we do with the rest of the episode now. Where are they going with this? Oh, okay, I was right. Yellow Shirt Bro is a dopant. But he's not the road dopant. Excellent dramatic swerve there. So I knew he was acting way too suspect that he had to be a dopant, but turns out he's the Toadstool dopant. So what the fuck is that going to do? Anyway, despite Yellow Bro being a dopant, he's apparently a really, really shitty one since Shotaro easily steals his memory and exposes him. Now, earlier in the road fight, Philip implied that a majority of the leftover Gaia memories were left over just because they were too weak to be worth the trouble of seeking out, and it seems like this is one of those. Anyway, the yellow guy was apparently given the dopant memory from some kind of drug dealer and turned into a monster, and that's the actual reason he was trying to get his bag back from Tokimi. Not the fact he was horny, that was a lie, he actually just wanted his drugs back, and that's why he went to a private detective. Philip also deduces that Tokimi's broken Gaia memory allows her to be semi-aware of other Gaia memory users in the area, and then she sponges off their field effects, hence how she was using the effects of the road dopant's cannibalism to commit petty burglaries. And otherwise, most of her supernatural powers can be explained by the fact she uses fishing line, and that she stands on the structures from the shadow FUUTO while they manifest in the real world. Anyway, then Yellow Bro acts totally twisted because apparently he's a boring loser, and because his life sucks so much he decided to become a monster, because being a monster was better than being nobody. Anyway, he loses his cool and almost turns into the Toadstool dopant again, but Shotaro honestly likes this dude, so he stops him from ruining his life. And then he's immediately arrested by the police for using a Gaia memory. Shotaro then deduces that Tokimi was scaring the kids to keep them from being eaten by the road dopant, and then she randomly kisses Shotaro. Everyone reacts to this with full dramatic shock. Oh, and I guess then Tokimi turns herself into the cops. Anyway, after that we fast forward to like a month later wherein W is killing off another dopant. We don't get to see which dopant it is because they didn't design the monster, but then Tokimi shows up at the end and collects the Gaia memory. Apparently, we time skipped ahead so far that Tokimi has now been released from jail, hired by Akiko as Shotaro's assistant as part of her probation, and then we get some minor dialogue that Kamen Rider Excel helps set this up, and I'm still wondering where the heck that guy is. After this, Tokimi follows Shotaro back to his apartment, where it really seems like they're going to hook up. Shotaro's apartment is a very cool Japanese bachelor pad. He has a poster for something called Spider Widow. Not sure what that's referencing, but it looks like an old pulp movie. He also has a messed up Bruce Springsteen album for Born to Run, except it's instead Blues Submarine Born to Die. Okay, funny. Anyway, so Tokimi immediately establishes herself as Shotaro's living girlfriend, and despite everyone being like, just sleep with her, he doesn't because he doesn't really know her that well. And then Philip decides that even though they just let her live with them, she might have some weird dark history, especially since she has that broken guy memory. And then Philip foreshadows that if she does become Shotaro's girlfriend, she's probably going to die, because Shotaro is a man of tragedy and therefore the ultimate hard-boiled detective. So then at the end of the episode, we get our first look at the Aurora Dopant, who seems to be the final bad guy of the show. And he has a fucking Kamen Rider belt, like an original Rider 1 belt. Very, very cool. Anyway, aside from that, he's just a messed up monster guy, and he seems to be ruling over the Shadow FUUTO for some sinister purpose. Okay, so, I guess we're going to find out more about that guy later. After the episode, the SD cartoon in this episode literally makes zero sense. It's, what if Tokimi was an amoeba? And the punchline is, if she was an amoeba, she could clone herself. Is there like a pun here in Japanese I'm missing where this makes sense? Anyway, Shotaro feeds her clones a bunch of strawberry shortcake donuts and she goes away. Yeah, I did not get that at all. Alright, so, yeah, this was a pretty intense episode. I'm very satisfied that they did defeat the Road Dopant in this episode. I'm also really satisfied with the twist about the yellow guy. That was extremely satisfying for me since I was picking up on that in the last episode, and I'm glad it phased out that way. Now that Tokimi is all up in Shotaro's business, I'm pretty sure this series is going to end with Tokimi becoming a Dopant, and maybe or maybe not Shotaro has to kill her. It really depends on if this anime is going to have a happy ending or a tragic one. I feel like in general, Kamen Rider W usually has happy endings, but I could see them going tragic just for the sake it's an anime. Plus the fact that Tokimi is an anime original character doesn't mean she has to survive, and if anything it would make more sense if she died because she is original to the anime. Guess we're just going to have to wait and see how this plays out, but I'm very, very intrigued. Alright, hope you guys are enjoying my reviews of FUUTO PIs. Leave a comment if you are. Please subscribe. I'm only 119 subscribers from being monetized. I know a lot of people watching my videos are not subscribed, so again, if you could subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. If I get monetized, the quality of my videos will probably go up. And yeah, alright, that's all for me. Thank you guys. See you next week.